As companies muscle through ongoing economic and logistic shift, many are recognizing the need for more robust and flexible modern business PCs. So we have with us Ajay, the sales lead of BFSI and AMD India Private Limited, to discuss the same. Take it ahead, please.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thanks for listening to us. I hope all you guys are doing well, safe. We are honored to be a part of this ETBFSI Converge. Let me introduce, my name is Ajay Koul, and I'm the sales lead for BFSI at AMD India. Today, we're going to cover on the new standards for business PC and data center. And before I really start up, let me give you a brief about my organization. AMD is known for its technology, innovation. We have completed 50 years last year in 2019, so 51 year done. Close to about 12,000 employees across the world. We operate from about 46 locations, headquarters at Santa Clara. As of recent updates, AMD market cap is close to about $100 billion, listed in NASDAQ. So what's unique about AMD and how is it different than what you see into the market? We are the only company who offers both high performance x86 based processors as well as high performing 3D graphics. When we sell these processors on server, the brand name used is EPYC, and for PC clients, the brand name used is Ryzen. As far as graphics is concerned, it's the brand name used is Radeon, and Radeon is a very prominent brand name in gaming segment. And for professional graphics, it's Radeon Pro. Now that places us very uniquely where we use the ability of both x86 serial compute as well as the parallel compute together to build up custom-based solutions around the country. Where are we present today? Beyond desktops and notebooks, you see AMD-based technology, which is CPU as well as GPU in the gaming consoles. Microsoft Xbox, PS4s of the world, they've been using it for the last 5-6 years, and we continue to have that relationship, which is going pretty well. As far as servers is concerned, you will see us in supercomputing, you will see us in data centers. We now, in 2021, are going to have a 1.5 exaflop supercomputer given to the market. You will also see on the graphic part of it, you will see us in digital signage. The biggest billboard is at Times Square, which is powered by AMD graphics. A lot of medical companies use our graphic capability to get best of the images for scans like CT scan, MRIs, or the MRIs type of scans. You also find AMD in casino gaming, cockpits of the Airbus, and thin clients. In today's world where VDI is taken over a considerable part of the business, thin clients are again back into the business, and you will also see AMD being part of that. What's happening today, and I would say this is becoming a new standard office today. Before we really move forward, I'm sure this picture is very related to most of the people who work in an organization today. It's a pre-COVID time where we were all, discussing about day-to-day matters, sitting across the table, and it's a current scenario on the other side where we virtually discuss everything today based on remote locations, and everybody is either from the office or somewhere else. But not physically present in the office today. All the time, it's about optimizing the staff or experience of your employees. It's all about productivity today, and in today's scenario, productivity, responsiveness, and battery life. It's something like everybody wants to recharge, and your products or the devices also need to equally get recharged. So that becomes very important part of our day-to-day stuff now. Surely, most of you, I'm sure, will be able to relate to yourself when either of the modern workforce, may it be a frontline worker, may it be a content creator who uses 3D rendering or a modeling work, a frontline worker who uses Office, productivity, web browsers, video conferencing on day-to-day work, data analysis, you use Excel or BI kind of an application softwares, and there are IT managers who are managing this whole show, may it be from the network perspective or a data security perspective, and managing this whole stuff. We are here to help everybody around each of these workforces to solve their toughest challenges, in terms of whatever they do, and how do we make sure that things move much smoother compared to what has been in the code era type stuff. We call it three major challenges, which I would say a modern IT guy really faces on day-to-day basis. And this is a challenge which every CTO and CIO of an organization has been put in together by the COVID kind of a scenario. No organization today would like to lose its productivity, and rightly so, because that's something which has to keep happening at the pace it was happening, and it has continued that way. While productivity is very important, security has taken a front seat because everybody operates remotely. Data are transferred from one location to another location through either the VPNs but at the background it's in the network. So data is more vulnerable. People are seeing that while you're working out of home, it's not an infrastructure of your office which is more secured or managed well. It's an open infrastructure, and there are vulnerabilities, and people are really worried about their data at the remote location on the endpoints. We offer security to that level. So that's where we differentiate between our competitor today. And, every IT guy really wants to make sure that the business continues the way it has been, and, make sure that the business needs are catered very well and operations are as smooth as possible. Now, these challenges are there. And as the saying goes, change is inevitable. Something like if you have to survive today, we need to change. We need to adapt to the new workplace change which has happened with us on day-to-day stuff. So this is something which at AMD we believe that yes, now the change has happened. How do we bring value to our customers, and what are they looking for? I'm sure a lot of these users, what do they look for the devices? And I'm sure some of you can relate it very easily that when you're operating from a remote location, what do you really expect? There's no more a time where you switch on the PC and go for a cup of coffee by the time it gets booted and all. So no, that's not something which a current modern user looks for, or a modern device is capable to do. It's capable to do much better than that. Everybody expects you to switch it on, and just in fraction of a few seconds here and there, the machine gets ready to operate, and people start getting productivity from the minute one. That's what is being provided in the modern device today. It's much faster than what you have been using in the past. Definitely, they expect the new device to be much faster than what they have been using, and they also expect that I charge it once for a couple of hours and I'm done with the day. If you look at our mobile, that's how the temperament of every person has changed now, that you charge it mobile once and then be done for the whole day kind of a thing. AMD has expanded its commercial portfolio to cater to these kind of modern devices and make sure that they are available. Last couple of months time where the COVID was surrounding the world, we launched our new product called Ryzen 4000 series. Wanted to make sure that everybody gets the best of the devices possible in these kind of situations. It also brings a lot of security to the people who have been using it. And these security things, which I'm going to talk further, are co-developed with best of the brands which are available today in the market. Productivity, it boosts the productivity. Now, how does it really do compared to what it has been in the past? We are the ones who are only offering 8 cores in the notebook segment. Imagine a year back, 8 core have been used for workstations. And now it's getting used for a notebook. A 15-watt CPU offering 8 cores is definitely a lot of power. Compared to our earlier generation, which was about quad cores, we are able to offer 33% faster, I would say, the performance. Even the competitive chip, which is available into the market with close to about 33% better. If you look at the productivity scores on the right-hand side there in the bar, we're close to about 20% to 77%, depending on the office suite you use on the productivity scores, which is huge. Keeping in mind that laptop is just a 15-watt processor being utilized. Multitasking. Mega tasking. I think this is something which is happening across with everybody, and people are so used to having a browser, having an email, having a MS Teams or a collaborative software connected with the people, and at the same time there are multiple in-house applications which are running at the background. So multitasking is becoming important. The CPU should have that much of a core technology to really handle. So when you have 8 cores, you can do a lot of work together, and there will be no degradation of the performance for any of those workloads. That's what an 8 core can do today. How do you, now what more than productivity these kind of new CPUs can do for you guys is, it helps you to enable your team collaboration. So because today, if you look at how do you interact or communicate with the outside world or with your customer or with your colleagues for that matter, you use virtual tools like Zoom, MS Teams or WebEx to interact. So Now, processing is one part. You also need a premium graphics because we're going to, I'm sure most of us, when we are using these tools, there are presentations around it or there are Excel sheets around it, which are discussed in terms of, getting the right feedback from the team. So these kind of things you will get with the premium graphics, which we are offering with the Ryzen 4000 series. And most of these products are powered with the best brands which are available in India as well as across the world. So superiority of the graphics, well, it helps in all the video conferencing kind of events or usages for your premium product. Third important aspect, I think, security, which which I will thrust a bit more because in these times, what is that additional security capability your device has is what an IT guy really looks for. We offer silicon level kind of a security. We're the only ones who give devices on endpoints today where the memory is encrypted in the real time. So anybody who is able to access your endpoint through a side channel, and if he accesses the data, he's not going to use that data because it's going to be all garbage for him since it's encrypted. While there is a hardware-based kind of a secure capability which you are offering, it also gets well complemented with the software or an OS or an hypervisor organizations who offer that. For example, in Windows 10, the device guard will well complements the security which AMD offers today. That's a broad portfolio of products which AMD is offering into the market as of today. You will see most of the brands which have been into this business of devices is available, and AMD-based products are available there. I'll just take a bit sneak about what's happening on the data center space. Now, Epic is the name which is the brand which we're using for data center. We started this journey 2017. Last year, August timeframe, we launched our new processor, second generation of the processor on Epic, which is called Room. And what makes us to do all that, and what made us to realize that, yes, this product has more demand. I will just come up in a few slides on that. But before that, let's understand what are the basic challenges today in the data center. Network traffic, people want to do more than what they have been able to achieve from the current data center. Within the same power footprint, within the same data center, they want to expect, to do more kind of a work. Every CIO, CTO today is looking at ways and means of reducing the operational cost, footprints, data security. These are very important aspects of a data center, I believe, where everybody works day in, day out. But there are other organizational challenges as well. Importantly, it's about how do you prioritize what need to be done at this moment of time, what are our long-term and short-term ways of managing the current situation. What kind of a risk we need to take while we try to migrate or we try to get into a new infrastructure. What kind of resources I have, in terms of making sure that once I have migrated, this all is taken care. One of the best situations can be you can anticipate and respond to what is going to happen, and at the same time, while you see the environment is changing, at the same time you are able to reduce the cost. That's something which everybody expects from his employees on an IT people today. Importantly, how do you protect your data to make sure that because every time you hear that there's a security vulnerability, and you hear it every day that machines are getting hacked, servers are getting hacked, all this is happening on the day-to-day world, and it will keep happening. How do you make sure that you're more secure? How do you make sure you have more barriers to make sure a hacker cannot cross in and reach to your data? That's what is an IT guy's job, to make sure it happens on a daily basis. It also is important part is agility. While you're trying to do a migration from one infrastructure to another infrastructure, how do you make sure that the whole transaction is pretty good? So these are something which everybody is looking for, to have product around it, and make sure that everything goes pretty smooth. And AMD is able to offer the same thing with this Epic. But the day we launched, it's about 6-8 months now, we have 170 world records benchmark across different workloads. May it be in hyper performance computing, may it be a big data, may it be a virtualization kind of a thing. So we have world records, and we are redefining, I would say, the new era of the modern data center. We're trying to make it very simpler, have choice with the customer, and he looks for one of the best powerful product for his own data center. Security, of course, very important, and we also try to help you to increase your productivity at the same time, minimize the operational cost. Now, how do we do that, and what makes 170 world records come to AMD's kitty is the class of the balanced architecture. We're the only one to offer 64-core x86 based processors today. And now look at this, all 4 features, which are the subset of a processor today. We offer about 8 memory channels 4 terabyte of memory capacity. Again, both these things are the world record today and the highest available in the market. While you take care of the memory, you take care of the core strength, you have a best of the cache structure, you get more IO lanes. You get about 128 PCI Gen 4. Just to reiterate, we're the only ones offering 128 PCI Gen 4 kind of a PCI lane. So which makes us completely different, high IO bandwidth, which customers really looking for. Now you have the best of the product. You have benchmarks talking about it. How does it help every organization, especially in the BFSI segment? Why do people look at AMD as a great choice? Now I've just thrown some numbers here on the virtualization environment, which VDI or virtualization is something which every organization is utilizing. You can see close to about 167% higher performance. If you look at the raw data performance of an integer, we are 2x higher than the competitive product available in the market today, and it helps to relate getting lesser number of servers with the same number of VDI or with the same number of virtualization kind of a software there. One of the things what we are also doing is we are able to reduce your cost of power. It's half the cost. Imagine a 2024 cores you have been buying at a 200 watts TDP, and suddenly you buy 64 cores at a 225 watt TDP. Now imagine 64 cores, 225 watt TDP, the kind of power saving you are trying to achieve. And this all helps to reduce operational cost. We can do the same amount of work with less number of servers and bring in the total TCO down, close to about 56% is one of those cases we've seen in 3 years' time. Now that brings a lot of, I would say, balance between bringing the cost down and pushing the productivity high. No wonder all the cloud guys today are using AMD. I would not say all, I would say most of them for sure. If you look at AWS, Microsoft, Google, Tencent, and top brands across the world, or in India for that matter, have been using AMD. And they have a lot of instances around AMD because it brings the right value proposition for their customers. So if it makes sense for them, and they use different kind of an application sets, everybody has a different application set based on such instances. That gives you clear feedback that we're very good at even database, we're very good at general purpose, we're good at memory intense work, we're good across the board. Every employee, I'm sure, at his workplace looks for one of the best functionality device and one of the best experience for us. We can achieve all that by AMD EPYC on the server side, on the Ryzen, on the client side. Here, AMD can help each and every organization today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for guiding us through these difficult times. We encourage the audience to continue to engage with us on social media using the hashtag ETBFSI Converge. So do motivate us by sharing your feedback at the end of the session and visit the expo area for any queries related to this presentation.